welcome to our weekly VODCAST. I hope that you guys are enjoying the very first week of October and what kind of feels like fall. I'm really hoping that the rain decides to finally go away, but I have an action-packed VODCAST this week, and I wanted to start off by congratulating this week's rock star of the week, Mr. Henry Smith. Henry has had an incredible level of effective effort and focus. In guided reading, he comes prepared each and every day by putting in some amazing effective effort the night prior, and he's contributing amazing things to his guided reading group. So with that being said, I wanted to congratulate Henry Smith as being this week's Rock Star of the Week. So in this past Friday folder, you guys got a taste of the first graded work of the year. So on that graded work, you're going to see our grading scale: 4, 3, 2, and 1. 4 means that they have exceeded the standard. A 3 means they have totally met the standard, right where we want them to be. A 2 means they're working on it. They might not quite have it mastered yet, but the fact of the matter is, the goal is for them to have it mastered by the end of their 5th grade year. And finally, a 1 means they're not really sure of the concept quite yet. So at the top of every graded assignment, you guys are going to see the different strands that we grade, and then the numbers, the question numbers that kind of go with that strand. That'll make more sense as we continue the year, and I'll also talk a little bit more about that at conferences in November. But in the meantime, coming home on Wednesday will be 2 interim reports. The first one will be the academic Stafford County Public Schools interim, and the second will be the Barrett Academy interim, how your scholar is currently performing with the Barrett Academy Constitution. So those will be coming home on Wednesday. I just ask that you guys return those at some point. I will send home 2 copies of each, so you can keep 1 copy at home, send the other one back, signing it with any questions, so that I know that you received it at home. Also, because of our rain day last week, the book fair is still happening tomorrow, and tomorrow night is family night from 6:45 to 8 p.m. So tomorrow night is the book fair, 6:45 to 8 p.m. if you wanted to make it out, since we had to cancel last week. Also happening this Friday, we have an early out day, another early out day at 1:10 p.m. And finally, coming home tomorrow will be a permission form / information form about a class trip that I'm putting together for Saturday, October 22nd. So just check that out. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and I'll be more than happy to answer any of those. And finally, this came home in the Friday folder, this green form with this white piece of paper. We need these back from each and every scholar. It states very clearly what we need you to fill out here in this piece of white paper. Get these back as soon as possible. This is important for the office and for the county to collect these. And I have put 15 house points, if it is brought back tomorrow only, 15 house points for your scholar. So, pretty awesome prize for that, as the house point race is incredibly, incredibly close. So, keep an eye on that. And I think that does it for all of the announcements I have this week. At this time, I'm going to send you guys off to the strategy session. Okay, Room 21 Rockstars, here I am at the home of our classroom, recordrockstars.weebly.com. Man, I have a ton of things for you guys to work on this week. One new addition to our link section that I wanted to go ahead and show you was actually the Clever link. Remember, guys, that Clever will now get you onto many of the links that you see here. So let me just go to that really quickly. If you click on this C, okay, you will automatically get yourself logged into your Clever, and as you can see, you have access to all of these different areas. I did want to give a shout out to our First in Math players of the day and week. Brianna is in the top, but here are our top 5 players so far. I thought that was pretty cool. But my main message there, guys, is you can now access Clever on the homepage of our classroom right here on the front. Now, let's head on over to the VODCAST section this week. You know, I was feeling so generous this week that I decided that this week is going to be, in fact, a double house point week. Not only because Red House is not currently in first place, but I also know that you guys have been working so incredibly hard. We had an incredible week last week that I just want to kind of reward you guys with a double house point week. So a few things that you can do. Once again, it's kind of like a buffet. Go ahead and choose what you want. Leave what you don't want. I do still have the prime composite number practice up here from last week. You get 1 point for each of those problems if you show your work. One thing I did add this week would be the multiplication of whole numbers practice, okay? You can either practice it through box method or traditional. Each of those problems I'll make worth 2 because they are actually word problems on the IXL site for you to go ahead and practice. Additionally, I have the math no guessing riddle of the week, 5 house points right there if you solve it. And I do have 2 problems here that I'm going to give 5 points each, but because it's a double house point week, you'll get double. The first one is simply just solving those naked numbers without having a problem. And the second one actually involves actually solving a problem. So I do want to see your notice of wondering. You know, last week we looked at what does a 4 look like? What does a 3 look like? What does a 2 look like? What does a 1 look like? Remember, to earn and attain that 4, you want to make sure that you're notice of wondering. You want to make sure that you're solving it in multiple ways, showing me that you really understand the problem. You want to make sure that you're labeling your work and circling your final answer to attain that 4. Our Ken puzzle of the week, you can either get it at this link or it's on the chalk tray in the front of the classroom. I did kind of up the challenge a little bit from last week, so that's available there. Now, our writing fix of the week actually goes along with our book Wonder. So I want you just to respond to this quote: "When it's dark, be the one who turns on the light." I just want you to respond to it. You could write a song, you could write a poem, you could just simply write a couple sentences. What does it mean to you? I want you to think about how it relates to what we've read so far in Wonder. When it's dark, be the one who turns on the light. Do they actually mean when the room is dark, be the one who flips on the switch? Kind of go a little deeper than that, okay? And you can respond in any way, shape, or form. I would invite you, if you'd like to go ahead and respond on Google Docs using a slide, a doc, anything like that, and simply share it with me, okay? In science, we're getting into the ocean, so I kept the same activity, still 10 house points, but now I've added 3 pictures that deal with oceans: number 1, number 2, and number 3. So simply make some observations, make some inferences. Remember, observations are using our 5 senses. Inferences are kind of making an educated guess based on our observations. Sorry about that, guys. So that is still there as well. I also do have the Think Fun game link, which is pretty awesome. There are some pretty cool games available on Think Fun, including Rush Hour, Math Dice, which we have in the back of our room, Laser Maze. All of these games that you guys might play here in class during indoor recess and things like that are also available online. And finally, I did want to a lot of you have been participating in the Google Classroom Newsletter Challenge of the Week. So under the Parents tab, I have the newsletter up here each and every week, guys. And what you'll see is on the back of the newsletter, let me scroll down really quickly, you will find the question that you can answer on Google Classroom. Okay? So this week, you have to tell me how the 4 words relate. And those 4 words are alignment, salva, water, and Major Tom. Okay, so they kind of are totally out there. You can always click the classroom link to get right to Google Classroom. And let me show you where it's available on our actual classroom page here. It is available right here, GC number 4. It's the 4th Google Classroom question of the year, and somebody has already completed it, Annie Brinkley. So I want you guys to dig really deep. How do they all relate? Okay, I want all 4 of them. I want you to find a connection between all 4 of the questions. If you can do that, you're rocking and rolling. And just a quick reminder, here are our Academy house point standings. Blue House is in the lead with 950 house points. Green following with 924. Red, Leidenschafт with 878. And finally in Spear, the House of Inspiring, Orange House has 780 points. So the secret hashtag of the week would be hashtag salt dough. Hashtag salt dough. It is worth double, which would mean it's worth 10, and that will make sense a little later this week in class. See you guys later. 21 Rockstar families, I hope that those strategies were successful. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, do not hesitate to contact me. We have an incredibly exciting week ready to kick off in Room 21. I cannot wait to begin exploring the ocean in science, checking out some distributed property with art and math, and reading a little further with Ghosts of War as our read aloud currently in Room 21. You guys are the incredibly best families in Stafford County, and I mean that genuinely. And I will see you guys all next week.